Hello everyone, my name is Vlad the Gaming Warrior, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we got started by running an errand for our neighbor, Professor Elm. And we chose our starter, Bloom, the Chikorita. And like a total dunce, I forgot to save and had to restart. That being said, I plugged these DVs into a calculator, and it turns out I have a perfect DV in defense. I want to say attack took a hit, and speed is definitely tanking. But after that, I basically managed to get it to work. So yeah, that's how it is. And with that, let's get started. I've seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch Pokemon? I'm pretty sure we don't need to be reminded how to catch Pokemon. Especially considering, we've already done this. But now would probably be a good time to go into the encounters of this route. A brief explanation of the stats before I do that. HP is how many hits you can take before you go down. Attack is is the amount of damage you deal with physical attacks. Defense is how much you take from those attacks. Speed is basically what determines who goes first in a battle. If it's tied, it's a coin flipped. But one thing that changed from Generation 1 to Generation 2. The special stat is now split into special attack and special defense, which special attack is how much damage you deal with special attacks, and special defense is how much you take. This changed how a lot of Pokemon work, so no more Chansey being an absolute beast with special attacks. Also in the game are, shall we say, time encounters. Basically, there are some Pokemon you can only encounter during the day, others you can only encounter during at night, and so on and so forth. Basically, you're going to be trying to go around the world at different times if you want to get everything, so on with the Pokemon. Starting off this massive cavalcade of bios, we have Sentret. You can only catch this Pokemon during the day, but I recommend you do so because then you'll be able to teach a lot of HM moves that you don't want on your Pokemon to him. Other than that, I don't think you can be a good team member, but I do have the notable moves section in case you do want to use a Sentret on your main team. So that's Sentret. After this, we have Pidgey, also only catchable during the day. While yes, Pidgey is as fast at its full evolution, it's still prone to getting outsped in the late game by other Pokemon that just have better speed. Plus, we're directly below the route that has a better bird Pokemon. So if you want an early game bird Pokemon, either go onto the higher route to catch that Pokemon, or catch the other bird Pokemon on this route. Speaking of other bird Pokemon, Hoothoot is here, but only available at night. Every archetype of Pokemon has those that challenge the conventional norms, and in Hoothoot's case, it trades off the physical attack and speed for HP and special stat investment, continuing that after evolution. Too bad it only gets 2 special attacks via level up. The less than stellar Confusion at level 41 and Dream Eater at level 57. And the only other special attacks are locked behind TM or something we've yet to see. As much as I'd like to recommend it here, I'd have to say pass on Hoothoot for the bird on Route 46 just above Route 49, unless you're playing the remakes. And as if 2 flying types in the same route isn't enough, we have Hoppip here to join the fun as a 5% encounter during the day. The way I can describe Hoppip is fast but weak, and I don't mean in a good way. Almost all of Hoppip's attacks aren't going to do much damage due to little to no attacking stats, but it more than makes up for it by being able to use Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, and Leech Seed all in one set. Just be sure you set up Leech Seed to keep the damage consistent, and I'd suggest throwing Flash onto the set for good measure, just to ruin your opponent's chances of hitting you. Also, I'd avoid ice types like the plague, Because holy jumpin' giblets is the quad weakness felt! Finally, we have Rattata as the last encounter of Route 29. Simply put, Rattata is outclassed, and that's a sad fact because the type coverage Rattata gets is crazy good! Combine the solid coverage options and Ice Beam and Thunderbolt with Super Fang having the foe's HP, and Hyper Fang's flinch ability when it isn't missing, and Rattata could easily make a solid early game pick for any team. Sadly, Rattata doesn't hold up in the long run due to falling off hard like so many other Pokemon in the early game. If you were playing the remakes, I could recommend it as an early game option, but here, no.
But I'm gonna be saving those until the end of the video. So, I'm just gonna be... Hello, what do we have here? No. No. Not you. But yeah, we are going to be catching a Pokemon today for the team. But it's not on Route 29 and instead on Route 30.
Starting off the encounters with this route, we have Caterpie and Metapod available during the day. As with many Pokemon, Caterpie's stats skyrocket once it reaches level 10 and becomes Butterfree, but after that it's decent at best and like with many others, and I realize I sound like a broken record, falls off hard due to its poor stats. I guess its only real saving grace is that it learned Psybeam at level 34, but who's gonna stick with it for that long? To have the counterpart to Caterpie, we have Weedle and its evolution Kakuna. Can the bug poison counterpart to Caterpie fare any better? Well, not really. Beedrill, the final evolution, is in the same boat as Butterfree in that both of them evolve very early, but fall off super hard in the late game. Granted, I feel Beedrill is better than Caterpie by way of having stab moves or same type attack bonus moves Beedrill can actually use, like a signature move, Twin Needle, learned at level 20. But by the time you get that move, you'll be going against a Pokemon that you can't really afford to be wasting turns against, so I still can't recommend Beedrill. Next, only available in the morning, we have Ladybot. Don't. Just don't. The best stat you're going to get for it is in special defense, and while it is a very respectable 110, the other stats are just... no. The best you're going to get is learning Reflect and Light Screen at level 24, but even so, you'd have better luck looking elsewhere for good attacks, as it doesn't even get a stab attack. Not that you want to use it with a base 35 physical attack and 55 special attack. Ladybot is thoroughly outclassed by other bug types down the line. And to coincide with Ladybot being a morning encounter, we have the night encounter of Spinarak. And it doesn't fare much better. First is the requirement for evolution. Level 22! When you're catching this thing at level 3 to 4, I mean, it's not nearly as bad as I'm making it out to be, but the payoff for it is just abysmal stats. It's prone to falling off late games and it knows it. Not to mention some of the moves it gets are just unbelievably difficult to reach. Spiderweb, its signature move, is at level 43. And while it does get Psychic, that's not until level 63. Who would stick with this thing with these poor stats for that long?
Now, am I going to be able to run into it is the question. Of course not. But this is our first sort of quote-unquote type of a daytime mechanic. During the daytime, some Pokemon will not appear, and the adverse for nighttime. So, oh right, I forgot to pick up the antidote when I went to go grab when I went to do everything before. And what's this? Ow. Another Spinnerack. As much as I'm sure everybody would want me to catch you, you're not what I'm looking for. There he is. I want to catch a Poliwag for the team. I'm going to say this right now. Probably so nobody thinks I'm being a douche. But in Gen 2 in particular, your gender is determined by your DVs. Namely, your attack DV. Either on screen or via link in the description, I'm going to show, or at least phone. I'm going to at least point out the different gender ratios so you'll know what DVs each Pokemon has. But, that being said, I am going to catch and use a Poliwag in this team. The swirl on its belly is its insides showing through the skin. It looks clearer after it eats. You know what? No. I'm gonna let you guys name this. So, using the hashtag Vimon, I want you to suggest a name for my Poliwag. Sorry about the sort of idiocy, but these Pokeballs were not here before. I'm guessing this is so you can't just automatically start catching everything right away. But I am going to be taking 16 of the Pokeballs. And I'm going to be healing up real fast before carrying on with the journey. And with that, let's carry on. So back to Route 30. Just carrying on up. And over to the left this time because there is no battle going on. Now, who do I want to lead off with? I think this Poliwag has a good speed stat. I mean, it's certainly faster than Bloom here. So, I'm just going to switch Poliwag into the front and get into the battle. I just lost, so I'm trying to find more Pokemon. Wait! You look weak! Come on, let's battle! And here we have a certain character of legend. Youngster Joey. I'm gonna say it right now, I don't get the hype behind this guy. But, okay. I'm just going to oh jeez, that was a crit! Just going to keep doing bubble. With another tail whip, I notice. I'm just gonna attack with bubble again. Oh, I take that damage normally. Ugh, that's even worse. I'm just gonna switch Poliwag for Bloom. Wait, is that why I've been taking more damage? You are a douche. You're a douche. If Tackle hits here... Yeah, thought so. But now... I'm gonna go back and heal! I don't feel comfortable with that! Yeah, that was a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Though, while I'm at this, I might as well go to the pack and show it off. Here we have items, Pokeballs, key items, and TMHM. This is the first time the pack's been organized like this. So I'm just going to give Poliwag and Bloom one berry each. And now, we're going to be carrying on to Route 30 once more. Hello, Spinnerack. I'm not interested in you. Go away. This Poliwag's attack stat is better than, or at least the attack DV is better than mine. But for all I know, it could just be by 1 point, or have the drastic differences of this Poliwag having, my Poliwag having 0 attack DVs, and this Poliwag having the maximum of 15. I'm not gonna go for it, because I want my Poliwag to be a special attacker. I'm pretty sure you know what that means. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? Then you have to battle! Yeah, this guy's a douche. And now we get into a Pidgey! Pidgey v Poliwag! Ooh. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to do a lot of switch training in order for this Poliwag to be viable. This does not set a good precedent. Okay, there's a berry coming into clutch, or in handy. So I'm just gonna double. And another Rattata. No. I'm gonna switch over to Bloom. I'm just gonna keep going like this. Just keep tackling. Okay. Just one more tackle, and that's it. With that, I'm going to carry on. No, I'm not gonna heal just yet. I'll do that after the video's done. Now, can Poliwag take down a Caterpie? Let's find out. Hey, I got a speed lowering bubble. Mumble. And it's looking to me like Poliwag can hold his own against a Caterpie at least. And level 6. Okay then. Another Caterpie, eh? Just another bubble. Just gonna keep going. And down the Caterpie goes. And you know what? This is bugging me more than it reasonably should. What are this Poliwag stats right now? I'm gonna plug them into a DV calculator. Let's see. HP is 20. Attack is 11. Defense is 9. Speed is 17. Oh, considering the base stats, that's actually more reasonable than I thought it was. Special attack is 11, and so is special defense. Alright. Ow! Oh! Oh! I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna post what came up just now, just so you know how bad I feel about this Poliwag. Normally I would reset, but this time I don't think I will. Primarily because...
Finishing off the Route 30 encounters, to coincide with the day-night mechanic, we have Zubat joining the party outside of a cave for once, though it's only at night. Excuse me. And to fully evolve Zubat, you need to increase his happiness. Happiness goes up when you walk around with a Pokemon in your party, battling with it, and even a layer idea that we yet to see. However, the quickest way to increase your Pokemon's happiness, in my experience, is to use items on it. I say this because every time I use a ton of vitamins on a happiness evolver, it evolves almost immediately. Ergo, if you have a Zubat and want to fully evolve it, use a ton of items on it and level it up once. And whatever you do, don't let it faint. This is because if a Pokemon faints, its happiness will decrease. Getting into Zubat as a Pokemon, once it's fully evolved, it becomes the second fastest Pokemon in the game behind Electrode, meaning it can set things up fast or hit as hard as possible. Just be sure you're careful or you may bite off more than you can chew. And to introduce the new encounters to Route 31, we have Bellsprout available all day. Bellsprout is a mixed attacker that is decently fast, I guess? The only issue is that to realize its full potential, you're going to need to use TMs or level it up ridiculously high. Just for a frame of reference, you'll need a Leaf Stone to fully evolve Bellsprout, and while you can do so at level 21 when Bellsprout evolves, you'll need to wait until level 42 for Razor Leaf. And the best grass attack you can get until then? Vine Whip. Granted, Bellsprout has this when you catch it, but even so, it's unnecessarily grindy to get Razor Leaf. I say if you're going to use it for more as a Weepin' Bell, which is the middle form. And now we have the final encounter of the main video, Ghastly. Ghastly is a fast special attacker, but the one thing that sets it apart from the others, that I've chosen not to catch for the team, is that to fully evolve it, you need to trade it. So if you don't have access to trading, your best bet is Haunter, but that's still good, especially considering the array of moves you'll have while training it. I mean, seriously, look at the notable moves portion, and that's mainly considering options for the main story. Honestly, Ghastly can be a solid option for any team, but I'm not picking one up here because I use Gengar a lot for my personal playthroughs and just want to mix it up for myself.
You know, I don't want to drag things out and basically toss this Poliwag in the trash bin, as I have seen people take worse and take it to the top. But either way, we're on to Route 31 now. And we have a potion. A free potion, might I add. And this fruit-bearing tree holds a bitterberry. And the moment I drop down into it, No, my Poliwag needs HP. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm taking you on. Although now that I think about it, well, this Caterpie's level 2. Yeah, no. I'm gonna keep using Bubble. Hey! Poliwag learned a new move, Hypnosis! Which we probably won't see until next episode, because I am switching her out and bringing in Bloom, just so I can, have Bloom get some extra experience. And down goes the Caterpie. And out here comes Weedle. To be honest, I'm kind of concerned, because this Weedle does have a... Yeah! Oh! Come on, man! That isn't cool! Okay, down goes Weedle! So out comes Caterpie. And I'm just gonna keep blooming, just so I can... One damage on a crit! Okay! Why didn't I heal the poison first? Why didn't I heal the poison first? Why didn't I heal the poison first? Whatever! I could just heal it now. No, don't go into the pot, you idiot! Just tackle this Caterpie. And now we get Razor Leaf. Aww. Sorry if I sounded really tense there. But that guy can be a problem if you aren't really as well prepared. But either way, we're now in Violet City. Been a long way from home, huh? Well, first things first, I'm going to heal. And with that, I'm going to go outside. And what's this? Earls? Familiar. Who's this guy? Hello! You a trainer? I told gym leader when you did. I haven't even fought him yet. Is that so? Then let me show you. Follow me. Yo, what? Are you dragging me by the hand or something? You, teach I am. What it is you study here? Pay attention, please. I traded my best Pokemon to the guy beside me. Something we may be doing later. Huh? The Pokemon I just got is holding something. Curious. A Pokemon holding a berry will heal itself in battle. Many other items can be held by Pokemon. It sure is tough taking notes. That's why we have online resources, buddy. I'm taking notes of the teacher's lecture. I better copy this stuff on the blackboard, too. It's this kid's notebook. Catch Pokemon using Pokeballs. Up to 6 can be in your party. Before throwing a Pokeball, weaken the target first. A poisoned or burned Pokemon is easier to catch. But what they don't tell you is that it's also dangerous because they may KO themselves. Some moves may cause confusion. Confusion may make a Pokemon attack itself. Leading battle clears up any confusion. People who catch and use Pokemon in battle are Pokemon trainers. They are expected to visit Pokemon gyms and defeat other trainers. The next page is blank. I haven't written anymore. Okay. Well, since we're taking a look at the blackboard, it describes Pokemon status changes in battle. Poison! Damages your Pokemon after every action you take, even sending the Pokemon in. And it's something we've already seen. Sleep! Your Pokemon cannot move or attack. That said, there are specific moves that can deal damage, or that a Pokemon can use while sleeping. We'll be getting into those later. Frozen! Your Pokemon cannot move whatsoever. The only way your Pokemon can be unfrozen is through a random defrost, a fire attack hitting you, haze, or using an item. That's just what I remember though. And as you quite clearly heard me say, you can randomly defrost in this game. It's no longer the instant KO option that Stadium and Gen 1 had it. Paralysis! Cuts your speed by, I believe, 75, and 25% of the time, you can't make an attack. And Burn. I believe it halves your physical attack stat and hurts you every action. But, while this can hurt you outside of battle, Burn cannot. So with that done, I'm just gonna go outside. Faulkner from the Violet Pokemon Gym is a fine trainer. He inherited his father's gym and has done a great job with it. Something tells me we're probably gonna be taking him on soon. Hey, you're a Pokemon trainer? If you beat the gym leader here, you'll be ready for prime time. And what's this? Sprout Tower. experience the way of Pokemon. Something tells me we're going to be scaling that tower soon. But I'm thinking that next time on Pokemon Crystal! I almost said Stadium for a second, even though, while yes, I am currently in the midst of recording Stadium, I'm recording this while I wait for sort of replies to episode 29. Primarily due to the fact that I just want to record something so I can be ready for my next series. Which might be this one, might be something else. We'll just see. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Ta-ta for now.
To properly finish the video, I'm going to go over the Route 46 encounters. Starting off, we have Spearow. Remember the bird I said outclassed Pidgey and Hoodoo? This is that bird. With a high speed stat, the evolved form Fearow can easily outpace Pidgeot or Noctowl, the final evolutions of the other birds, in terms of damage output. That said, Fearow is frailer than those two, so a deft hand is better for handling those two. And now we come to Geodude, a Chikorita trainer's best option for a second team member. Some would argue a certain Pokemon in Violet City, but I beg to differ. Let's get the big one out of the way. To fully evolve Geodude, you need to be able to trade. However, even if you can't evolve fully, Graveler is still a solid pick because Rock is going to be a solid counter to the first two gyms and a definite check to the first half of the game. That said, for the second half, it's still a fine option, but nowhere near as big as before. Although by that time you should have other members added to the team to pick up the slack. So why am I not using one? Personal challenge. And exclusively in Crystal as a 5% encounter in the morning, we have Phanpy. I thought a lot about this, and Phanpy just narrowly missed the mark here. I'd feel bad, but I don't. You'll see why when episode 2 of Crystal Clear is up. Either way, Donphan is a physical attacking wall. Although I'd recommend keeping him away from special attackers as they can shred through his lower special defense when combined with his poor speed. As with Spearow and Fearow, a deft hand is better when using Phanpy and Donphan so you can practically wipe your opponents into oblivion. And now to close out the bios, this is the Pokemon I want for the team, Poliwag. And this is our first example of a split evolution. For this, I'm going to have the evolution switch at a set interval for now. At an interval of 10 seconds. That being said, getting into Poliwag's evolutions, you can choose the traditional physical attacker of Poliwrath, who has the additional fighting typing, or the other evolution of Politoed, gained via trading. I do have access to trading via Stadium 2, and considering our Poliwag is a girl, and in Gen 2, gender is based on a Pokemon's attack DV, I think you know which evolution we're going with. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Ta-ta for now.